Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. On today's episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, I'm going to be talking to you about putting the focus back on yourself. So many times things happen to us in our lives and our energy just kind of goes all over the place. We don't really know what we're doing or how to deal with things because our emotions become so heavy. So today I'm going to talk to you about why it is so important that when that comes up, when life gets chaotic, put the focus back on you. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. I am your host, Melissa Oatman from melissaoatman.com. If you are new, I want to welcome you. If you are returning, welcome back. So I just got back from vacation, and it was supposed to be this really relaxing vacation in Mexico on the beach. Everything was supposed to be perfect, right? You know how you plan those vacations and you just think everything's going to be amazing and you look forward to it for so long. And of course, we never post the bad things on Facebook that happen. At least I don't. I don't want to bring other people down. So I only posted the amazing pictures that we had and the fun times we had on vacation. But it was a disaster from start to finish. Everything that could go wrong started going wrong. It was really disappointing because I spent a lot of money and took a long time to save up money. We didn't go on vacation last year because of COVID and everything that happened. And I wanted this to be like the perfect vacation because my mom was going and, she's recovering from cancer. And my kids are going and they lost their dad last year. And I just thought this is going to be great. We're going to relax. It's going to be amazing. Well, so lots of things happened, and I won't go into every bit of every detail, but we had to wait at the airport for 2 hours to get to the resort because they messed up our transportation. And then once we got there, the rooms were wrong, and then everything else things just kept happening along the trip. And getting back to the airport and getting back to the plane, we almost thought we were going to miss our flight. Like that was all a big mix up and just a mess. It was very stressful. And when I got back, I thought, okay, that was supposed to be a great, relaxing vacation, and I feel more stressed out than ever before after having gone. But I wanted to really look at what was this about, because I actually questioned God, right? I said, what was this about? This was supposed to be relaxing. Why did you allow this vacation to go so awry? We had so many plans. Why? Why did this happen? And that's always my first thing, is to question, like, why? Why is this happening? And the answer that I got was, it doesn't matter if you go on vacation. If your energy is all over the place and you're not taking care of yourself and you're not doing the work you're supposed to be doing, it doesn't matter where you go, it's going to follow you. And I realized that I was not and have not been taking good care of myself, because my energy has been everywhere else. It's been focused on helping my mom and helping her go through treatment. It's been on my kids and worrying about their safety and if they're getting better and are they going to do well in school. It's my job. It's every other thing. My attention has been everywhere else. And I've been running around like a crazy person, so busy. And that is all on me, because I have put my attention everywhere else. And guess where I took my attention away from? I took it away from myself. Yes, I do things occasionally for myself, but on the daily, I've stopped meditating. I stopped doing other things. Like I would meditate maybe once a week, or I didn't do it every day. I didn't do my affirmations every day. I stopped doing those things because I just got into this routine where I went from doing everything for myself to make sure that I was doing my best spiritual practice to focusing on how can I help everybody else? How can I be there for everybody else? And that will burn you out faster than anything. I was working with a client just recently, and we were talking about her relationship. She was very worried that, the relationship wasn't going well and what should she do? And as we talked more and more about it, I kept getting guidance from the universe that she needed to put her attention back on herself. That happens so many times to us in not just romantic relationships. It's not just those kinds of relationships. It's every relationship. It's a relationship with your boss, with your kids, with your spouse, with your mom, with your friends. there's so many different dynamic relationships in our lives, but it can happen with all of them, where we tend to put all of our focus on the other person and how is the other person feeling and how are they doing, that we don't look at ourselves. And that's a big problem. And many of us, we don't want to look at ourselves because we're afraid of what we might see if we do. But I tell you what, I had a big eye-opening experience because I lost it at the airport coming back. I was so angry at all of the crap that was happening. We had to pay extra money because a couple of us had the wrong paperwork because they didn't tell us which one to hold on to. And with COVID, everything was so much more difficult because you also had to get a COVID test before you left. And you had to pay to get that done. And you had to have that paperwork plus the normal paperwork. Plus, you had to scan this QR code and you had to do a questionnaire. Like, everyone at the airport was missing some piece of information. Everybody was just like, it was chaos. There was confusion. It was crazy. And it just made me so angry because I thought this could have been avoided so easily had we been told before we left the resort. Because they said, do you have your passport? They're checking if we have our passport. If you'd ask about this one piece of paper, 2 of the people in our party had it, but then threw it away at the resort because they didn't think they needed it. So it still would have been there. Another person had it in their suitcase but couldn't get to it and get it out. It was just craziness. And it was frustrating, and I lost it. I was so angry because it was just so disorganized. And it made me mad because other people dropped the ball, which then caused us to drop the ball, and it caused all of this massive chaos. And that's the most frustrating thing to me, is when something's out of my control, but I also know that's a lesson that I'm supposed to be learning, is to keep my patience, because all of this was really not in our control. And that's a scary feeling when you're not in your own country and you don't know what's going on. But the people were so nice. The people who were around us, the men who just helped us take our luggage in, stayed with us the whole time and showed us what to do and where to go. And thank goodness, for they're like angels on earth. And I so appreciate them, because I don't know what else we would have done, but the people were so friendly and helping us. And I realized, of course, in that moment of losing it, afterwards, I thought, oh, why did I do that? But I was so frustrated at just everything that had happened. And when I got back, I even thought to myself, like, why did you lose it like that? Like, that's not even, you don't do that anymore. What's going on? And I realized through all of this, my emotions were so all over the place because I wasn't grounded, because I haven't been focusing on me and taking care of me. Just going on a vacation doesn't do it, guys. If it did, this trip would have been amazing and lovely, but it wasn't. What it showed me was that my own energy is all over the place right now, because I am not taking the time to sit, to look at, a friend of mine said, why don't you look at your vision board? What do you want? What do you want on your vision board? And I stopped doing a lot of these things that I tell you all the time to do, because life just gets so hectic. But that's not an excuse. It's no wonder things have been working out very weirdly in my life, like just odd, the things that have been happening lately. And to the point I thought I was cursed by something. I'm like, what is going on? But I realized that it is my own self causing all of this, because I'm not taking the time to do what I know I need to do, which is to do my meditations in the morning, to do my gratitude, to do my affirmations, to really sit with myself and say, okay, what do I want for my life? Because I know that I'm not where I want to be yet. I always say that, yet. I'm not where I want to be yet. But I am on the way, and I can see things happening in my life, and I know things are happening behind the scenes. I've got to learn not only to trust more, but also I have to learn to take some time for myself. Some self-reflection. Journaling is a great way to really get in touch with what it is you want in life, where you're going. All of these businesses, they always have mission statements. They have mission statements about what the business is all about, who they serve, what they do. And I have one in my own business as well. I have a mission statement. I know who I serve. I know what my purpose is. But we really need to have a mission statement for our lives, for our own selves. What is our why? Why are we here? Isn't that the big question? Like every day we ask ourselves that question. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Every day I still get up and I ask myself, why? Why am I here? What am I doing? What is the purpose of all of this? But I haven't lately been taking time to slow down and really not just ask myself that question, but see what comes when I ask that question. What is my why? Why am I experiencing all of these things in my life? Is there a purpose for that? What is the purpose? When we stop, and that is the big key word, stop. Stop running through life at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Slow down, stop. Take a breath. Put the focus back on you and figure it out. What is it that's going to make me happy? What do I really want in life? You know, I've talked about this before, but I've worked with coaches so many times, and I have found so much value in that. Because sometimes I get to a point where I don't know myself. Like when I first started working with a business coach, I said, I have this business, this is what I do. She said, well, who do you serve? I'm like, I don't know, people who are looking to work on themselves. She's like, no, that's too broad. Who do you serve? What do you do? It's like, well, I do Reiki and I do readings and I do coaching. She's like, what does that mean? I don't even know what that means. I had to get very specific in my own mission statement about who I serve, what I do, and how I help them. And that was the most eye-opening experience for me because it made me realize I didn't even know what I did for people. And I had to look at it and say, what is it that I do? What am I doing here? Oh, I change lives. How do I do that? Oh, I help people stop hating themselves. I help people find their purpose in life. I help them step fully into their power. I help them get rid of negative behaviors and negative thought processes. I help them make huge shifts in their life so that every day when they get up, they are living their best life and they know they are. Or if they're not where they want to be, they know how to get there. That's what I do for people. But I had to get very clear about that because I didn't know what I did, who I was. I had to figure all of that out. And every day it's a process of getting up and figuring out what's my why? Why am I here? What am I doing? How am I helping people? You don't know how many times I go to do a podcast and I think to myself, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't think it's helping. I don't know that people are listening. I just want to quit because it's a lot of work. That goes through my head a lot. I have feelings of I want to quit a lot in my business and doing this podcast. I'll be really honest with you. I want to quit every day because I'm not seeing the results that I think I should be, or I'm not getting the validation that I think I need. It's always something. And yes, that's my ego, and yes, that's something I have to work on. But then something happens. I get a message. Thank you for what you do. It made a difference in my day. I get those little messages here and there, and I realize, okay, I have to keep going because this is my why. This is my purpose. This is what I'm doing. It's not that I don't love it. I just don't always know that what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't see that it's making a difference necessarily every day. Like when I get up and I'm like, okay, set your alarm so you can record your podcast. I don't see right then and there whose life it touches. And it's not about that anyway. It's not like I have to know and everyone has to shout out. That's not what it's about. But just trusting and knowing that there is a reason I get up every day, that I have a why, that's what keeps me going. And if I don't take care of myself and get up every day and do my meditations and do my affirmations and do what I know I'm supposed to be doing here, then everything feels crazy. Like I feel lost. And many of you probably have that same feeling. Like you feel frustrated because you're not sure what is the point of all of this? Why are we doing this? There is a purpose. The problem comes when we don't slow down enough to look at our lives and say, what's my why? Why am I getting up every day? What am I doing this for? And it's not that we're doing it for other people. We have to do it for ourselves. We have to understand that what we're doing feeds our own soul. And when you start getting in that mindset of, I don't want to do this anymore, I can't do it anymore. At least for me, when I get that way, it's because I have fallen away from myself. I've lost myself somewhere. And this past year, I lost myself in many different things. I lost myself trying to take care of others. I lost myself in problem relationships with family members. I lost myself doing a job that was made 50,000 times more difficult because we're in a pandemic. There were a lot of different ways in which I lost myself this year. And I had to take the time to come back to me. Come back to yourself. Come back to who you are at your essence. What do you want in life? What makes you happy? I see this so often when people are in relationships, and this used to be me, that they focus so much on making the other person happy. They lost their own sense of happiness. And we've got to come back and find that. And when you find yourself again, and when you start doing things that make you happy again, then everything else is going to fall into place the way that it should. It truly does. When you work on yourself, those around you, that shifts too. And I've seen that too. I've seen that too in my own life. When I get away from working on myself, it seems like everyone else around me is kind of falling apart too. But then when I come back and I work on myself again, and I figure out what I want again, and I start looking at what makes me happy again, then everyone else starts noticing and saying, what are you doing? I need to work on myself too. And everything starts to fall back into place. So I am encouraging you today to put the focus back on yourself. If you have gotten away from taking care of yourself, the daily self-care that you do, like meditation, doing your affirmations, this is your reminder, your gentle and loving reminder that you need to get back at it again. Because the farther away from yourself that you fall, the more lost you become. We find ourselves and we find our center and we find who we truly are and who we were meant to be. And that's when you find your path. I was talking to a client also about simply allowing. I kept getting that message earlier this summer. And I realized that this whole week, I had not been practicing that at all. It wasn't simply allowing. I was trying to control everything because I wanted everyone to have such a good time. And what had ended up happening is that everyone was frustrated the whole time. We did have some fun, and we had some fun moments, but it was a lot of chaos where it should have been very relaxing and we're, rejuvenating and all of that. It wasn't that. That's not the kind of vacation it was. And I realized that I played a big part in that by not allowing, by not doing the things that I know I need to be doing. I got out of the habit. And I need to get back into it. I need to focus on me. I need to focus on what makes me happy, on the self-care, all the things that I stopped doing, like working out, going for walks. I went for a walk yesterday, and it felt so good to finally get back into that because I know that those are the things that I'm missing. I'm taking care of myself, but I'm not really taking care of myself because I'm completely missing the spiritual part right now. Not that I've turned my back to it. It just got out of the habit for a while. I need to get back into it. And I just wanted to remind all of you, don't give up on yourself. If things seem to be tough, go back to who you are at your core and what's going to make you happy. And follow that path. You need to nourish yourself, take care of yourself, and stop thinking about what everybody else wants, what's going to be good for everyone else. Think about what's going to be good for you. You, at your core, know what you want, you know what you need. You're just ignoring it. You haven't been listening to yourself. Get back in touch with your higher self. Get back on your purpose. And if you need help doing that, that is one of the things that I specialize in when I coach people, is we really get back to who you are, what you want, where you want to go. And we get you there faster and with more ease and grace, because I've been where you are. I know how it feels to be stuck. It's not a good feeling to feel lost and like you're not where you're supposed to be. But I can help you get back there. I have all of the tools. It took me years and so much money to find it myself. And now I have all of this experience and all of these tools that I can use to help you get there, so that you can live your best life, so you're not spending your life questioning, why am I here anymore? You know it. You know why. You know who you are. You know what makes you happy. So if you want to work with me, you can book a free discovery call. Just get on my website, melissaoatman.com. On the homepage, you can book free discovery call. It'll take you to a calendar, and when you book your call with me, it's a 15 to 20 minute Zoom call where you'd let me know what it is you want to work on, and I can tell you what I have that I can offer you to help you, whether it's coaching or a Reiki session or a reading, whatever, past life regression, can help you with all of that. So just reach out and book your session. It's free. There's no obligation. I'm not a salesperson. I don't hard pitch sales. That's not what I do. That feels very grimy to me, and I don't want to do that. So you don't have to worry about that. You're not going to get high pressure from me. But I would love to help you, and I would love to work with you, because that is my mission. That is my why. I am here to help others. So I encourage you to make the effort, take a risk, work on yourself. You're worth the investment. You deserve to be happy and whole. So do what you need to do in order to be that. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to pull a couple of cards for you today. So I broke out an old deck that I really have not used in a while. It's the Crazy Sexy Love Notes deck by Chris Carr. And the first card that came out is Pause. And I love that. I don't ever just handpick cards to go with the podcast episode. They come out the way they will. And I believe this goes perfectly with today's episode, because it shows a woman who has a heart on her shirt and her chest, and she has her hands folded up to her heart. There's butterflies all around. And it's pause. Pause, and the full message here is, if you're feeling unsure about a decision, there's probably a good reason. Take your time and think it through. There's no need to rush. Allow your heart's wisdom to guide you. If you feel pressure to act immediately, it's probably a sign that this isn't the right opportunity. Don't worry, because more opportunities will come along, and the right ones will fit like a gorgeous glove. I love that. And then you have Be Present, which I love, because there's a dog and a dragonfly on the front. It says, your full presence is the greatest gift you can give yourself and others. Life is happening right now in this moment. Today is the only day that matters. Anchor yourself in the now and give it your all. Notice the details and drink in the sweetness. Be present. Absolutely. So much of the time we go through life without being fully present. And when we do that, we miss out on a lot. Sometimes we miss the signs that the universe is trying to send us. So slow down, do some self-care, get back into your routine, get to the core of who you truly are, and get in touch with your higher self and be present. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. I truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you so much. I am sending you so much love. If you want to work with me, go to my website, melissaoatman.com. There you'll see all of the services I offer. You can book a session, or you can purchase it directly through the website and just contact me to schedule. I do my own scheduling so that I can accommodate everyone as best as possible. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. I go live Mondays at 6:30 Central on Facebook, where I do a free card reading. I took a couple of weeks off for my vacation, but I will be going back live again next week. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a review for this podcast. All of those things help my message to get out, and my mission is to help as many people as possible, and you are one of the biggest ways to help me with that mission. Simply by recommending me, leaving a review, all of those things are so super helpful. So thank you for all of you. Those of you who've already done it, I really, really appreciate you. I'm also going to be having a live book signing. If you're in the Collinsville, Illinois area or St. Louis area, you can come to my book signing. It's going to be at Houdat's in Collinsville. It's a Cajun restaurant. And it will be August 7th from 6:30 to 9, and I will have appetizers. You can come buy your own drink. I will be signing books, and I will have books to sell, and I will also be doing card readings there that night. It should be a lot of fun. I hope to see you there. I hope you have an amazing and beautiful day from wherever you're listening. As always, I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.